Welcome back, everybody. I got another commentary for you, but this time we're going to switch it up and play some Battlefield 1943. There are multiple reasons why I decided to go into Battlefield 1943. First being that yesterday I released a Battlefield 3 news video that stated that the controls of the jet in Battlefield 3 will be the exact same as 1943's planes. Obviously, like I said in that video, they will not have the same physics, and because one's a jet and the other one is a propeller plane from World War II. The second reason is I want to touch on the topic today of the big debate between PC, Xbox, and PS3 Battlefield 3. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy this commentary. I got some really nice gameplay for you on Air Superiority Coral Sea. But before I go into the whole Battlefield 3 topic, I wanted to talk about 1943 and some of the great things it did and a bunch of other cool stuff. This game is an absolute must-have for all console Battlefield fans. Sadly, it was planned to release on PC, but due to the fact they were so focused on Battlefield 3, they just didn't have enough time to create another version of it for the PC. So that's a pretty big kick in the balls by DICE for not making it on PC, although I do understand why they had to do it, and they're obviously doing it for good reason, since the PC version of Battlefield 3 is supposed to be superior in many ways to the console version. So let's move on to the planes. 1943 was the first Frostbite Battlefield to actually include planes, which in my opinion, and even in part 3 of the Evolution series, I stated that that was amazing. The fact that 1943 was an arcade game and it instituted aeroplane vehicles. But it didn't just throw a few aircrafts inside the game and give it some shitty ass physics. No, 1943's planes were perfectly made, in my personal opinion, of course. They flew perfect, they had the best controls, and they were easy to fly, but there was that kind of thing where you had to do it for a long time to master. I don't even consider myself that good of a pilot in this game, and I've been flying in them for a very long time. Since the game first came out, I've always been, trying to get on the planes, and of course the ground play in 1943 is absolutely amazing as well, and I do plan on making a few more commentaries on 1943 before I return back to Bad Company 2, where I'm going to be making much more tutorials once we switch back to Bad Company 2. So I wanted to ask you guys if you wanted me to make a 1943 flying tutorial and explain the controls and explain the pitch, roll, and yaw movements, because they will be the same in Battlefield 3. And I think once I switch back to Bad Company 2, I'm not going to go back to 1943, and by the time I do make a chopper tutorial in Battlefield Bad Company 2, the beta will probably be coming out for Battlefield 3. So this is kind of a shitty time for everything, but if you do want me to go and explain the 1943 controls and the planes and give you some tips, just leave some comments below and let me know, and I'll get right to work on that. I could even probably have that video done by tomorrow or Friday, because that's something I could definitely do for you guys, but of course I just need to know. But let's hop back into the commentary and talk about the jets in Battlefield 3. Now, as most of you who have played Battlefield 1943, you will know that every single map had 5 planes on it. And I'm not entirely sure how much Caspian Border showed in that little trailer, because I didn't really do analysis on it, nor did I watch anything or heard that there was going to be 5. It seemed that it was a constant battle between 2 US jets and 2 Russian jets. Of course, if you know how many jets there actually are in Caspian Border, then please write in the comments below, because I'm very interested. As far as I know, I saw 4, unlike 1943 where there will be 2 planes spawning at each home base, as well as 1 flag that will have an airstrip where another plane spawns according to which team captures it, meaning that if the US captures that base with the little land or the little runway, then a Corsair will spawn, or if the Japanese side gets it, a Zero will spawn. So I don't know if Battlefield 3 is going to do that, but there's a screenshot of Wake Island remastered in Battlefield 3 that shows a jet actually sitting where a plane would spawn in 1943. So with all that being said, I really do hope that Battlefield 3 continues that and gives us a base where a 5th jet will spawn, because that base is usually the most action-packed, and it will also make people really want to capture it to have that advantage. So I think it's time for us to move on to the big debate between PC, Xbox, and PS3 Battlefields. I can only imagine on how many different commentaries and people have talked about this, because I myself have probably seen about 6. But I do have some points that you may find interesting or of course disagree with. And if you do disagree, feel free to write in the comments what you think, because I would like to know what you're disagreeing with. So let's start off with the Xbox versus PS3 discussion. I posted a video yesterday talking about how the Xbox version will have 2 discs, while the PS3 version has 1. Now this isn't a problem. because the Xbox version will hold just as much memory, but it will be split between 2 discs, while the PS3 version will have 1 disc with the same amount of memory. Now, of course, the PS3 has updated hardware than the Xbox. Blu-ray, it has more hardware, but it does have worse software, such as the party chat. There's no party chat on PS3. There is no private chat on PS3. You could have a text chat. And I know this because I have 2 PS3s, and I have 1 Xbox, and I also have a gaming PC. So the bottom line with that is, both games will be looking the same, but on the PS3 version, you may have a harder time talking to your friends than on the Xbox version, unless they somehow incorporate a party chat or a private chat. You can't even send voice messages on the PS3. Those are my favorite hate mails, is when some little kid starts or sends me a message yelling about something. So that would be a shame for me, and that is why I am picking the Xbox version. Of course, I enjoy PS3, and I specifically enjoy the exclusives, because games like Battlefield and other games that come out for both Xbox and PS3, they're made to look the same on both consoles. But exclusives like Resistance, Drake's Fortune, Metal Gear Solid, a bunch of other games, that is where you can see the PS3 shine. Sadly, I do not understand why they cannot add party and chat features, because for me, I would be playing PS3 probably as much as I've been playing Xbox if they were just more social. It is not very social on the PS3, because the only way you could talk to your squad mates on Battlefield is in the game chat and squad chat. So that to me was just a no-go, and I continued playing on the Xbox. As well as my personal opinion, I do enjoy the controller, stick, and analogs a tiny bit more, but I do play exclusives on my PS3. So I hope that didn't hurt any feelings, as ridiculous as that is to say, but I do enjoy both of my consoles. Now the more interesting topic is consoles. Let's combine the PS3 and Xbox together versus the PC. I myself have a very nice gaming PC with tons of good specs, but I don't want to bore you to death by naming them all. As I mentioned in my Erica commentary, I used to be a PC gamer, but it was shit, and I couldn't even consider myself a gamer back then. Then I got an Xbox, and I really enjoyed it because I had better graphics than my shitty PC. Now, I have a much better computer with better graphics than my Xbox, but because I am so dedicated to my Xbox, I prefer it and I find it more fun. But as for Battlefield 3, it is going to be far superior on the PC. Now when I say superior, I don't mean that the console versions are going to be bad. What I'm saying is that the PC version of Battlefield 3 will have 64-player online, bigger maps, obviously because of 64 players, and better graphics. Now we cannot necessarily blame DICE for this. We can blame the console makers and the greedy corporations that won't let us at least let me upgrade my Xbox. Why won't they let me upgrade my Xbox? Why can't I put a better processor and graphics card in there, or upgrade your PS3? That will also lead me to the topic of some PC gamers' egos. As some of you probably know, I created a series that showed the evolutionary path of the console versions of Battlefield. I have never in my entire life had such an attack of PC gamers on something I worked so hard on. It was absolutely ridiculous. This little handful of PC gamers think that they're superior and that they could just go on a console version and destroy everyone because they have better hardware / more expensive hardware in their computer. It is absolutely fucking stupid. Excuse my swearing, but it really does piss me off. I know, and I work with some great PC players that don't give a fuck what console you're playing on. And the worst part is when some other PC player says that they would dominate on an Xbox because they play PC. So, I thought of this. If you ever put 4 of the best ground players on Xbox versus 4 of the best ground players on PC and put them on an Xbox controller and an Xbox game, who the fuck do you think is gonna win? Obviously, the Xbox people are gonna destroy them because the PC players never touch an Xbox. They don't know how the console works. But of course, you reverse the situation and you have yourself 4 of the best PC players versus 4 of the best Xbox players on a PC with keyboard and mouse. The Xbox players are gonna get fucked just as bad as the PC players got fucked on the Xbox. What I'm trying to say is that you should not belittle a console because you play on one that is more expensive and has better hardware because you spend and put more of your money into it. But please remember that is just a very small percent of PC elitists. I know a very large amount of PC players from Quantic Media that are great people and they don't care. And to tell you the truth, the best platform / console is the one that plays Battlefield 3. So that basically sums it up for today, guys. I'm sorry if you didn't enjoy the commentary. I know it wasn't focusing on the gameplay basically at all, and I'm gonna do something to change that by releasing live commentaries are gonna be coming very soon. Other than that, please leave some feedback in the comments below. Let me know what you're gonna be playing Battlefield 3 on, because remember, it's gonna be good on every single console. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.